Two Formula One cars crash at the British Grand Prix. Metal parts fly everywhere, one car slams into the wall at 51 G-force, that's 51 times the force of gravity. The driver is rushed to the hospital, the other driver goes on to win the race and celebrate while his rival is getting medical checks. This wasn't just another racing crash, this was part of the most intense rivalry Formula One has ever seen. The 2021 season showed us something special. A fight between Lewis Hamilton, the most successful F1 driver ever, and Max Verstappen, the young star trying to take his crown. Let me tell you the story of how these two drivers pushed each other to the limit, crashed multiple times, and gave us the most dramatic F1 season in history. The rise of Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen burst onto the Formula One scene in 2015 at the astonishing age of 17, becoming the youngest driver to compete in the sport. He began his journey with Toro Rosso, where he quickly established himself as a driver with exceptional talent and a fearless racing style. Fans were thrilled by his aggressive overtaking maneuvers, while experts predicted a bright future for the young Dutchman. Despite his raw talent, Verstappen struggled to consistently challenge for the championship during his early years, as his team often lagged behind in car performance. His highest finish before 2021 was third in the drivers' standings. Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton was already a legend by this time, a 7-time world champion. Hamilton held numerous records, including the most career wins and pole positions. With Mercedes dominating the turbo-hybrid era, Hamilton had cemented himself as the driver to beat. His consistency, racecraft, and ability to thrive under pressure made him a formidable opponent. Heading into the 2021 season, Red Bull Racing made significant strides in developing their car, the RB16B, making it more competitive against Mercedes' W12. For the first time in years, Verstappen was equipped with machinery that could go head-to-head with Hamilton. The stage was set for a season-long duel that promised fireworks as the young challenger was eager to dethrone the reigning king. The championship battle begins. The rivalry kicked off with a thrilling opening race in Bahrain. Verstappen and Hamilton lined up on the front row, setting the tone for a season filled with tight battles. Verstappen overtook Hamilton during the race but was forced to relinquish the position due to exceeding track limits. Hamilton capitalized on this and secured the victory, gaining an early lead in the championship standings. This initial race previewed the intense competition that lay ahead, with neither driver willing to back down. The next few races saw the rivalry heat up. Verstappen showcased his aggressive driving style, particularly in Imola and Portugal, where he fought tooth and nail to gain the upper hand. However, Hamilton's strategic thinking and race management often allowed him to stay ahead. In Spain, Hamilton delivered a masterclass in strategy, overtaking Verstappen in the later stages of the race to secure a stunning win. Each race was becoming a psychological battle as much as a physical one, with both drivers constantly trying to outsmart the other. The French Grand Prix marked a turning point in the championship battle. Verstappen executed a bold strategy and overtook Hamilton in the final laps to claim victory. This win sent a clear message. Verstappen was not just a contender, but a serious threat to Hamilton's dominance. For the first time, Verstappen took the lead in the championship standings. This shift added a new layer of intensity to the rivalry as both drivers became increasingly determined to assert their dominance. The Silverstone Showdown. The rivalry reached a boiling point at the British Grand Prix in Silverstone. The racing in front of his home crowd, Hamilton was determined to regain control of the championship. From the start, the tension was palpable. On the opening lap, as both drivers fought for the lead, they collided at the high-speed Copse corner.
Hamilton's going to try again, this time on the inside, a continent touch! Verstappen is out of the race and that's a...
Verstappen's car slammed into the barriers with a force of 51 G, resulting in a red flag and sending Verstappen to the hospital for precautionary checks. Hamilton went on to win the race, but the aftermath was anything but celebratory. Verstappen accused Hamilton of reckless driving, calling his victory unsportsmanlike. The incident polarized fans, with some blaming Hamilton for being too aggressive and others criticizing Verstappen for not yielding. This crash marked a turning point in the rivalry, making it more personal than ever before. The gloves were off, and every subsequent race carried a heightened sense of drama. The following weeks continued the trend of unpredictability and chaos. In Hungary, a first-lap incident caused by Valtteri Bottas heavily damaged Verstappen's car, limiting his performance. Hamilton, on the other hand, capitalized on the situation to score vital points. This pattern of ups and downs became a recurring theme, with neither driver able to maintain dominance for long. The final stages of a heated rivalry. As the season neared its conclusion, the intensity of the rivalry reached new heights. Verstappen delivered a dominant performance at his home Grand Prix in Zandvoort, energizing the passionate Dutch crowd. Meanwhile, Hamilton showcased his resilience in races like Turkey and Brazil. In Brazil, Hamilton overcame a disqualification from qualifying and a grid penalty to deliver one of the greatest drives of his career, overtaking Verstappen to claim victory. It was a clever reminder of his determination and skill, even under immense pressure. The Italian Grand Prix added more fuel to the fire. The two rivals collided again, with Verstappen's car ending up on top of Hamilton's.
Once again, it's wheel to wheel, Hamilton and Verstappen, and this time Verstappen and Hamilton have crashed out, and they are both out!
In a frightening crash. The image of Verstappen's Red Bull resting on Hamilton's Mercedes became an iconic representation of their fierce rivalry. Both drivers blamed each other for the incident, further escalating the tension. Heading into the final races, the championship was on a knife's edge. Verstappen held a slight lead, but Hamilton's performances in Qatar and Saudi Arabia ensured the battle would go down to the wire. Every point mattered, and both drivers pushed themselves and their teams to the limit in pursuit of the title. The Abu Dhabi finale, a controversial conclusion. The 2021 season culminated in a dramatic finale at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Verstappen started on pole, but Hamilton quickly took the lead at the start of the race. The two drivers were in a league of their own, pulling away from the rest of the field as they fought for the championship. However, the race took a dramatic turn when a late crash brought out the safety car. What followed was one of the most controversial moments in Formula One history. Race director Michael Masi made a decision to allow only certain lapped cars to unlap themselves, effectively setting up a one-lap shootout between Hamilton and Verstappen. Verstappen on fresh tires overtook Hamilton in the final lap to claim his first world championship. The dramatic ending left fans stunned and divided, with many questioning the fairness of the decision. The aftermath of the race sparked widespread debate. Mercedes protested the result, but their appeals were dismissed. The controversy overshadowed what had been a spectacular season, leaving a bitter taste for some fans. However, there was no denying the brilliance and determination shown by both drivers throughout the year. The legacy of the rivalry. The Hamilton versus Verstappen rivalry will be remembered as one of the most iconic and controversial in Formula One history. It showcased the pinnacle of motorsport, with two drivers pushing each other to their limits. The season was filled with unforgettable moments, from dramatic overtakes to controversial clashes, and it kept fans on the edge of their seats. Beyond the on-track drama, the rivalry raised important questions about the governance of Formula One. The events of 2021 led to changes in race management and a greater focus on ensuring fairness and consistency in decision-making. The legacy of this rivalry extends beyond the sport, inspiring fans and future drivers alike with its display of passion, skill, and resilience. As the dust settles, the question remains: will we see another season as dramatic as 2021? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The Hamilton versus Verstappen rivalry has cemented itself as a defining chapter in the history of Formula One. That's all for today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more thrilling F1 content. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned for our next deep dive into the world of motorsport. Thanks for watching.
Lastly, Afterrender produces our YouTube videos, specializing in top-notch video production.